Meilleur pilote du monde des deux catégories derrière la grille de départ. Mais auparavant, je crois que dans la
very tight, very tricky. It's a difficult circuit, very technical. Most of the guys I spoke to this afternoon welcomed it being difficult because they say that it's fairly easy for a young wild kid to go on an outdoor motocross, go flat out and hang on and hope to do well. There's no way anyone can go flat out, hang on and hope to do well here. You can't ride, you're not the best rider, you're not going to win. Well, this long diatribe by the French MC is to describe the rules. I'm not really sure what the rules are, to be absolutely honest, but we shall soon find out.
California, please welcome American Spirit. With Jackie, Karen, Jill, Joanna, Kamiko, Denise, Darlene, and Gina, American Spirit.
Mike Chamberlain, Frederic Vial, Cyril Port, Jimmy Button, Terry Battis, Daniel Obelesco, Michael Maschio of France, and Xavier Fabre of France. Quickest then, let me remind you, the 16-year-old French boy, Michael Pichon, then Yves Demaria, number 4. So 5 and 4, the two French heroes to look for. Then was number 18, Jimmy Button. Well, he's a brave man to stand there, and the girls are even braver. Out they come then, and the last-minute preparations, the goggles go on with the pull-off visors. It really is a tight little circuit. The crowd all round crammed in. It's a sort of baseball ground of Supercross, if you follow football and know the home of Derby County. Frederic Vial there. He was logged as 6th fastest. And no British riders, incidentally, in the 125 class. We've got 3 in the 250. Rob Herring, Warren Edwards, and Jamie Dobb. And still the build-up carries on. Well, I suspect now the riders would very much like to get on with the business of racing. We've got 3 legs for each class. First, the girls finally come off the starting straight. The butterflies in the tummy begin to flutter. It really is a heart-stopping business. The very best in the world. The gate drops, the charge is on. Bad start for number 1, Greg Abeltine, but a great start for the youngster, number 5, Michael Pichon. But a better start for Buddy Antonez, the American, number 6, Antonez, out in front. Behind 15, Frederic Vial, so the French going well. And over that tabletop they go, but Buddy Antonez sets the pace. Oh, and a faller, somebody's gone down, and that's the 16-year-old, the second time he went down today, and there's Greg Abeltine. Well, Greg Abeltine and Buddy Pichon, 5 and 1 respectively, went down. And it's number 15, Frederic Vial, the Frenchman, in pursuit of the race leader. Doug Henry from the United States up there well. Jimmy Gaddis, number 11. Out in front, Buddy Antonez, but the Frenchman is closing. The Kawasaki man almost let through, and Buddy Antonez, as he was sorting out himself, almost lost the lead. Number 18, that's Jimmy Button from the United States, moving up to close on the leading group up into 3rd place. Buddy Antonez, the American, then Frederic Vial in 2nd place. Jimmy Button is 3rd. 5th is Yves Demaria. And the faller, that's Jimmy Button, who goes down. Well, they're falling off all over the place, and that really is no surprise. It is a very, very tough circuit, and the front group have pulled well clear of the rest. Yves Demaria, number 7, Doug Henry, number 4. try and pick up the leader. There he is, Buddy Antunez, leaping high. It really is death-defying stuff. And Buddy Antunez, number 6, out in front, 19 years of age, from Moreno Valley, California. Started racing, would you believe, when he was 3 years of age. And Buddy Antunez, known as Budman, out in front. Frederick Vial on the Kawasaki in second place. Antunez, the American, leads. Vial in second spot. Third is Doug Henry, number 7. Then Yves Damaria. And that's the section underneath the grandstands. They go out of sight of the crowd. Come back into view. Third and fourth coming through. Buddy Antunez leaping into sight. They fly so high, it's just almost impossible to give an image. Those 3-4 jumps there. And the best man are jumping 2 or 3 of those jumps together. And these are the 125s, the 250s, can do 3 of them in one fell swoop. No change out in front. Buddy Antunez still leads. Vial, but now Vial, number 15, coming under pressure from number 7, Doug Henry, known as Right On, 21 years of age. And Ezra Lusk, the 16-year-old American, number 8, not going well there, just waving on his fellow countryman, Buddy Antunez. 12 laps this race, and each lap is about 50-51 seconds. Well, sad that Greg Abeltine should go down at the start. He really was so quick in practice this afternoon. I would have put my money on him. Well, a change in second place because Doug Henry has got past Vial. Vial dropping back to third. So Doug Henry, number 7, up into second spot and beginning to close on Buddy Antunez, number 6 ahead of him. There's the third place man, Vial. There's the second place man, Doug Henry. We should see a glimpse soon of number 6, Buddy Antunez. And, well, these are very quick motorbikes, very quick riders, and it's a very tight, twisty circuit. Oh, and the Frenchman unloads. He just lost it. Touchdown too soon on that jump. And Frederick Vial on the Kawasaki just lost it totally. Well, the French crowd just stunned him. We're going to see it again, an action replay. Oh, he was out of control, almost in the grandstand. He's a brave flagman who stands there. He nearly had a mouthful of Kawasaki. So, Doug Henry, who'd gone up into second place, is closing on Buddy Antunez. And Buddy Antunez, the man who's led virtually from the start, could be caught in the closing stages. Antunez leads. Buddy Antunez on the Honda. Behind him, Doug Henry. Oh, and Doug Henry almost making contact. So Antunez knows he's there. Oh, and Doug Henry got it all wrong on that little section of the circuit, and that has allowed Buddy Antunez to stretch the advantage. Now he knows that Doug Henry is there. Can he do anything about it? 3 races on each day for these guys. Chance for men like Vial, who we saw fall off spectacularly, and for the 16-year-old French boy Michel Pichon, and the world champion number 1 Greg Albertine, who we saw crash on the opening lap. Chance for them to show their paces later. And Doug Henry now winding himself up for a charge in the closing stages. Deafening noise here. The crowd loving it. This is the 7th lap of 12. And that's the gap between first and second. And Doug Henry is like a terrier just working away. And oh, he forces his way past as they go out. Just that was Peter Barner, the German, who just, well, he didn't exactly get in the way, but made life a little bit difficult for number 6 Buddy Antunez, and that allowed number 7, Doug Henry, to go through. Now, has Antonez got anything in reserve? In pursuit. High leaps, doing it in 2, that section in front of the main grandstand. Closes on Doug Henry. A wider turn, hopes to come out of it quicker, over the tabletop, almost lands on the back wheel of Doug Henry, and Antonez is all fired up. He's got the red haze there in front of him. He didn't like being overtaken, and it looks as though he could come back and snatch the lead back from number 7, Doug Henry. 2 Americans then out in front both on Honda. Doug Henry, Buddy Antonez, Yves Damaria, Phil Lawrence, Mike Chamberlain, Cyril Port. The Americans going well, and Buddy Antonez just again closes the gap now. That we'll see their styles, and well, Doug Henry just a bit quicker, go with those big jumps there. They're closing on Frederic Vial, the man who was in 3rd place and crashed. Now, is this a chance? No. Vial very gentlemanly moves over, and Doug Henry hangs on to the lead. In 2nd place, Buddy Antonez. He's got time to come back, digs into his reserves of energy, and they've got to do this 8 more times over the next 3 days. And it looks as though Doug Henry's got the better. Vial back on board. Totally out of contention. Back into the stadium then comes Doug Henry. And it looks as though he's got this one sewn up. Good to get a win under his belt. So a fine opening 1-2-5 race for Doug Henry. Buddy Antonez trying so hard to pull back, and he is pulling back. Can he regain? Oh no, landed badly on that jump. Really wanted to clear that, obviously getting tired. Closing now on Pedro Tractor, who finished 3rd in this year's 1-2-5 World Championship. Number 3, Tractor from Holland. And we appear to have lost the leader somewhere. At least the director has. Buddy Antonez has now put Pedro Tractor between himself and Buddy Antonez. Back into the stadium, flying high. And he's now well clear of his nearest rival. There's the leader, number 7. Number 3 is lapped down. Number 8, Ezra Lusk, the teenager. 2 laps to go, I think that was the board. So 10 laps completed. And a big lead, says the mechanic. Number 7, the leader. Number 3 is a lap down, Pedro Tractor. Well, Doug Henry's done the business, hasn't he? 21 years of age, from Fairfield, Connecticut. And Dave Strybos there, being lapped. So Doug Henry heading for his first win. Each night is going to be taken separately. Prize money on each leg, and very good prize money. Talking to Rob Herring a little earlier, and prize money very generous, but most of the money coming in terms of start money. Very expensive events to stage. There's Doug Henry, number 7, charging on. The Americans getting very sizable wage packets just to appear here. In the main, they ride standard motocross machines provided here. A little later, we'll have a quick run through actually what they changed. Final lap then, the last lap for the race leader, number 7, Doug Henry. Number 3 in the background, Pedro Tractor has been lapped. The air horns start to charge, and Doug Henry can afford to just coast over the line. He's won the first leg. And, well, that is good in terms of prize money and publicity and promotion. Checkered flag, the rest of the field coming over the line. Just a replay of Doug Henry just taking the checkered flag. And that's how we won. Well, this is Doug Henry in action in the race. As I said, 21 years of age, from Fairfield, Connecticut, nickname Right On. And now this is the start. Keep an eye on number 5 here. Just made contact there with Yves Damaria, and number 1, Greg Albertine, the 125 world champion, and number 19, Terry Bettis, also involved in that mayhem. Another look at the race winner. Well, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of number 5, Pichon, and number 1, the South African Albertine. This is when Doug Henry took the lead. On the right-handed picture there was number 9, Peter Beirer, the German. And, well, Buddy Antonez eased off. There's the winner.
Okay, Doug, vous avez déjà gagné ici à Bercy. Did you ever win here in Bercy? No.
No, I have never won. I always wanted to win here. The crowd's great. You know, it's a small stadium, but you really pack them in.
Il est tout timide, notre ami Doug Henry. Il nous dit, bah non, j'ai jamais gagné, mais vous pouvez pas savoir comment j'en ai rêvé de gagner. Et ben, s'il en a rêvé, on va lui montrer comment on sait faire un triomphe, surtout à celui qui vient de gagner, Monsieur Doug Henry, qui en rêvait. À vous de jouer.
So, one race gone, more action to come. Join us again after the break.
Il l'a appris. Merci, Bercy.
Well, there's the result of that race. And, well, it looks like Buddy Antonez made a bit of a boo-boo and dropped well back at the end. So, join us again after the break for the 250s.
Eurosport Live.
Welcome back to Bercy. 1 down in the 125 race. There's Phil Lawrence, the American, being taught to 21 years of age. His father used to ride motocross. Buster Lawrence comes from a very nice part of the world, Cherry Valley, near Palm Springs, California. Tall lad, 6'3".
Everywhere is fine. Alors, il vient de me dire, everywhere is fine. Ce qui est une jolie phrase.
Started racing fairly late in the day. Didn't start racing until he was 13 years of age. For American, that's almost old age pension time. Had a good result in America. He was second at Las Vegas in the 250 Supercross there. Well, preparations continue then for the first of the 250 run-outs. And let me just remind you that this is when we get our first glimpse here at Bercy of Jean-Michel Bale and Jeff Stanton. Peter Beirer there, we're just having a look back at the style and fortunes of some of the guys in that first race. And the repairs and work being done just to tidy up the track between each race. This is a bit of a show in itself. Just keep your eye on the man driving this wonderful little JCB type digger. Here they come then. Number 1, Jean-Michel Bale. Next to him, number 2, Jeff Stanton. In practice, they say Larry Ward was quickest in practice. Jean-Michel Bale was second fastest in practice.
Nous y reviendrons avec le numéro 20, Warren Edwards. Il a
1-2-5s having gone. The 250s now line up for their first blast out on the track. Another 12-lap battle. And, well, all the big boys here. Jean-Michel Bayle, Jeff Stanton. They got Jeff Ward here as well. And this is one of his very last rides. His very last ride for Jeff Ward. It was bike number 6, incidentally. Jeff Ward making his very final race, motocross race, at the NEC Supercross. And we'll be telling you more about that over the next 3 days. That's in December, the 11th, 12th and 13th of December at the NEC Birmingham. Jeff Stanton will be playing there. So too will Jeff Ward. Well, just the riders there, just sorting out the starting areas, trying to pad down the dirt to get some grip. So, who have we got here? 14, Yann Guédard. Number 1, Jean-Michel Bayle. Number 2, Jeff Stanton.
De la côte est, vainqueur de la quasi-totalité des manches, Brian Swink. Le numéro 2 au départ de cette première finale, Jeff Stanton. Le numéro 3, attention, ça va de plus en plus haut et de plus en plus vite.
Number 11, Rob Herring. Well, Rob here.
Numéro 14, troisième chrono des essais.
This is the lineup. Bayle, Stanton, McGrath, Swink, Ward, Emig, Matejcevic, Ward. Then the Brits, Herring, Dobb. Then the French, Guédard, Perrin, Bolle. Steve Lamson from America. Warren Edwards from England. Boland and Matson. So what a lineup. And again, the tension beginning to mount. Rob Herring had some problems. Broke the chain on his best bike. And damaged the gear change lever, also smashed the gearbox casing, and they've had to be working frantically to try to get that sorted out. Harvey Beltram, of course, the number 1 mechanic for Rob. Getting married shortly, I'm told. Congratulations, Harvey. But tonight, his job is to make sure that Rob Herring and the motorcycle is in the best possible condition. 6 times a British champion, Rob Herring, riding for the Honda UK squad. Spent the years between the ages of 7 and 17 living in South Africa, but he is British. All eyes then, 5 seconds to the start, looking at the gate. The gate drops, the charge is on. And who's it going to be? Well, into that first turn, and it's absolute mayhem, pushing and shoving. And a fall at the back end. And it's Brian Swink who made a very good start. Jeff Stanton, number 2, was up there. And the yellow flag's out again, another faller. All over the place. Well, Brian Swink who made that great start, but he went down early on. And out in front, Larry Ward. Larry Ward then from Steve Lamson. Then Jeremy McGrath up there, number 3. Number 10 is Larry Ward. 19 is Steve Lamson. Number 3, Jeremy McGrath. There's 11, Rob Herring. You're looking for the other British boys. 12 is Jamie Dobb. And 20, Warren Edwards. And 19, Steve Lamson. Goes ahead of Jeremy McGrath. Out in front, Larry Ward. And he's got a good lead. So the question is, can Larry Ward hang on to that? The charge is on behind. He's getting really congested there. Jeremy McGrath looking for a way through, drops back because here comes Jean-Michel Bayle, number 1. Bayle and Yann Guédard, number 2. Jeff Stanton up there as well. There's Bayle, there's McGrath. And it's a question of move over. Number 1 is Bayle, number 3, McGrath. Number 14, Yann Guédard. 19, Steve Lamson. And Bayle. Well, look at the height and the length that he leaps, but McGrath beat him at Parc des Princes, and that will inspire him. And Jeremy McGrath has beaten Stanton 4 times out of the last 6 times he's met him in Supercrosses here in Europe, so he's all pumped up. There's Bale, and here comes McGrath. Stanton behind them, and McGrath goes ahead, all levels with Jean-Michel Bale, and McGrath, who virtually replaces Jean-Michel Bale in the American Honda squad next year, just for a moment at least, came alongside Bale. Bale then, McGrath, Stanton. There's Stanton. And McGrath flying high and long. And he's pulling back the distance. Can he cut inside? He can. Well, that's closed a lot of the ground on Jean-Michel Bale. Bale and McGrath side by side. Over these big jumps, and again McGrath and Stanton's joining them side by side again. McGrath and Bale, Stanton right behind the big 3 together, and Stanton looking for a way past, and Bale is going to, oh dear! Well, Stanton gave him the treatment then, so McGrath leads. Stanton and Bale push back to 3rd. The Americans 1st and 2nd. And Jean-Michel Bale, well, he didn't appear to have the appetite to get stuck in there. Stanton really stuffed him there. So McGrath out in front. Bale pushed back to 3rd place. McGrath from Stanton. Jean-Michel Bale not able to stick the pace, but Stanton quickening, looking for a way through as they go out underneath the grandstands again. McGrath closes the door. Stanton looking one side, winds up the wick. Has he got through? Yes, he has. Oh, just drifts across the front wheel of Jeremy McGrath. So Stanton now goes to the head of this little battle. Stanton, McGrath, Jean-Michel Bale. Glimpse there of number 8, Jeff Hemming. And here comes the quick men, number 2 Stanton, number 3 McGrath. These guys are going to have to really wind the wick up. Stanton, McGrath, and here comes Bale. Well, we're with the leader again, Larry Ward, and he made good his escape. He's got quite a comfortable lead, and the crowd urge him on. Now, where are the rest? So there's 2nd place man Stanton, 3rd place man McGrath, 4th place man Bale. But Larry Ward, 22 years of age, from South Carolina, American, leads this one. And Bale is fighting back. Now, are they cutting down? Are they closing on the leader? Stanton pulling away from McGrath, but McGrath now coming under pressure from Jean-Michel Bale, who really is remarkable. He just appears to almost lose interest, almost take a breather, and then suddenly he just links it mentally into top gear again. And now, once more, to the delight of his 14,000 capacity crowd here, he is putting the pressure on Jeremy McGrath, the man who headed him home at Parc des Princes in Paris just a few weeks ago. And Bale looking for a way past McGrath as they go out underneath the grandstands. McGrath is 3rd, Bale is 4th. McGrath closing the gap one side, can't close the gap all the time, but got the better line as they turn, but Bale comes underneath him again, and again Bale was ready to dive through. McGrath closes the gap. Bale is so fast here. Just look at him leaping high and long, and he's on the inside. And McGrath cuts back, and they're side by side. And Bale has gone ahead. Bale goes up into third place. Stanton is second. 2 laps to go, says the board. Well, I don't think for 1 minute he's going to win this one. I don't think they're going to catch Larry Ward. But Bale has got ahead of McGrath, and McGrath has no answer. 20-year-old Jeremy McGrath, who will join Jeff Stanton and Steve Lamson, the American Honda squad, has lost the services of Jean-Michel Bale. Here comes Stanton. The charge is on. Here's Bale. Now closing on some of the tail enders. Jamie Dodd there, number 12, about to be lapped. That's 12. Number 2, that's Stanton. 1, that's Bale. Second and third. Oh, and disaster there for Warren Edwards, number 20. Jimmy Dodd moves over. And Stanton and Bale. Now Bale, who again, now they're closing on number 10. We caught a glimpse then of number 10, Larry Ward. So number 2, Stanton, number 1. Now they've passed Steve Lamson. There's number 10, Larry Ward. Is he going to hang on? He does. Just. Larry Ward wins. Stanton is in second place. And Jean-Michel Bale finishes in third spot. McGrath, I think, will be fourth home. Good win for Larry Ward, but once again, the big rivals, the main men, Jean-Michel Bale and Jeff Stanton, clash one more time, and this time it went in Stanton's favour. Stanton taking second place, and Jean-Michel Bale finishing third. The rest of the field still going through, so one race for each class under the belt, and a glance now at the style and skill of Jeff Stanton. There's Jean-Michel Bale.
Les applaudir quand il monte. Jeff Stanton, numéro 2. Jean-Michel Bale, numéro 1. Et le vainqueur de cette superbe bagarre, monsieur Larry Ward.
And that's the chaos and confusion at the start of that first race. This is how Jean-Michel Bale literally flew past Jeremy McGrath to go through into third place.
Larry, qu'est-ce qui fait que vous êtes resté tout seul alors que les autres se battaient comme des chiens derrière?
Stuff from Jean-Michel Bale.
Alone, leading the race, as the others had to fight like hell between one against the others. What makes that maybe it has been so easy for you?
Well, I just got that Suzuki up to a good start, and you know, I don't know why every year I come here to Paris, the fans treat me real good, my bike's run good, and I ride good, and I'm starting off on a winning streak, and I feel real good.
Bah d'abord, j'ai pris un bon départ,
Winner,
ma
Larry
Suzuki
Ward,
marche bien,
being
et alors
interviewed.
ensuite, il y a un truc qui est étonnant, chaque fois que je viens ici à Paris, ma moto marche bien, moi je vais bien, et j'aime bien l'ambiance dans laquelle ça se déroule. Et bah puisqu'il aime bien l'ambiance, monsieur le vainqueur, Larry Ward, on va lui en refaire un petit coup. Larry Ward, vainqueur.
Popular win, it would seem, for Larry Ward.
Bon, alors le deuxième est monsieur Jeff Stanton. Est-ce que c'est un symbole, numéro 2, deuxième? Is it a symbol? Number 2, second.
I sure hope not. I hope to regain number 1 symbol the next couple of races. I got a good start, but not so good, and Larry got out front and was fast, and like you said, there was a very good race behind Larry.
Bah oui, tout ce que j'espère bien sûr, c'est symboliquement perdre ce numéro 2 au bénéfice du numéro 1 dans les prochaines courses. Bon, bien sûr, vous l'avez vu, j'ai pris un départ relativement moyen, et après Larry allait tellement bien qu'il était impossible d'aller le rechercher. Stanton est donc gentleman, nous le savions, maintenant nous l'en remercions. Jeff Stanton.
So Stanton beat Bale in the first of their 9 clashes. Well, they may clash more because the organisers have come up with something called a one-on-one tournament, which we may be seeing a little bit later this evening. So there he is, the hero.
Les deux grands garçons qui sont à côté de vous, impossible ce soir-là.
Non, mais je crois qu'à Bercy, on évolue avec un nouveau format et on n'est pas très habitué. Les courses sont beaucoup plus courtes et il faut bien partir. Donc je crois que ça va nous réserver beaucoup de surprises et on va voir des jeunes pilotes qu'on n'avait pas l'habitude de voir.
Jean-Michel Bale saying the course is a lot shorter than normal. You have to make a good start.
C'est très dur de revenir. Et moi personnellement, j'ai mis un peu de temps à me chauffer, peut-être un peu trop. Donc j'espère que maintenant je suis chaud pour le reste.
Bon, est-ce qu'on peut, d'une façon ou d'une autre,
Jean-Michel Bale saying he took a little bit of time to actually get into it, but he hopes and promises to do better next time. Well, the crowd like that, so the public rise and urge Mr. Bale on to do better. Well, third in the first race, that's not so good on the Jean-Michel Bale.
J'ai dit que vous étiez chaud, alors vous êtes chaud ou pas chaud?
Well, more encouragement for Jean-Michel Bale. The crowd do their bit. But before his next outing, there we go, here's the result of that race. Ward, Stanton, Bale, McGrath, then Jeff Matejevich, Jan Gedard coming home in the next place. Jeff Ward, good ride from him, the old man, showing well. Brian Swink down in 8th place.
Et Jean-Michel Bale, première finale.
So, more action to come from Bercy. Please join us after the break.
Quelles sont vos préférences? Alors Jean-Louis, peut-être pouvons-nous commencer par, eh bien...
On peut peut-être commencer par du bruit, Francis. On va essayer.
Comme ça, en général.
Système, hein? Bon. Alors on commence par qui? Par les invités. Quels sont ceux qui trouveraient, par exemple, et il va falloir, pour nous le faire savoir, il va falloir faire un maximum de boucans. Quels sont ceux qui auraient préféré les pom-poms venus de Californie?
Well, and the MC just trying to find out whether the crowd preferred the American girls or the Philly-shaped girls.
Viens de chez nous, française!
Well, difficult to judge the clapometer there, I would have said. But no doubting the popularity of these characters. The riders in the 125 class, they're 1 race under their belt out of 9, another 2 tonight, and then 3 more on Saturday and Sunday.
Bien sûr, ils sont aux ordres du directeur de course, que je salue au passage, l'excellent Jean-Éric, qui s'empare de son panneau, de son drapeau rouge. Celui-ci, bien évidemment, il ne compte pas en faire usage.
Race 2, the second leg of the 125 class, lining up. Another 12-lapper, Doug Henry, number 7, the winner of the first outing. Number 4, the Frenchman Yves Damaria. Second home, and number 10, Phil Lawrence. But remember that number 1, Greg Albertine, the world champion, the South African, was 4th after being brought down at the start by the 16-year-old French boy Michel Pichon, and Michel Pichon himself finished in 5th place. So I think we can assume that provided they managed to stay on board, and that's not always easy because there's not a lot of room out there. So here we go, second leg. Albertine number 1, Strybos number 2, Tractor 3, Demaria 4, Pichon 5th, Antunes 6, Henry 7th, Lusk 8th, Byra 9th, Lawrence, Gaddis, Chamberlain from the United States, Vial, Port, Jimmy Button, and then number 19, Bethis. Out there in this second running. In practice, they said that Pichon was the quickest. Well, I wouldn't argue with them, but for my money, Greg Albertine, who was logged as 5th fastest, was the quickest man out on the track, probably on either 2 classes. He really was phenomenally quick. And I think if number 1, the reigning 125 world champion from Johannesburg, fact, Bryanston, which is a district of Johannesburg in South Africa. 19 years of age, very pleasant young man. Lives in Holland while he races over here. Finished 23rd in the 125 World Championship in 1990. Broke his scaphoid and only did 4 Grand Prix. 1991, he finished 8th. And then last year took the title. 5 times South African champion. And Greg Abeltine, who races under a Luxembourg license, for reasons that I'm not quite sure about, is the man to keep your eye on this one. So too is the French hero, just 16 years of age, from Le Mans, which is a town, of course, well known for both motor car and motorcycle racing. Both men on Hondas, numbers 1 and 5. Seconds away from the start of this second 125 race. And a little bit of a delay, and that's obviously, I'm sure, getting through to the riders. They won't want to be kept waiting there too long. And I think they're all on the grid now. I think they're all ready to go. Another 12-lapper ahead of them. So numbers 5 and 1 to keep your eye on. The winner of the first heat was number 7, Doug Henry. Number 2, Dave Strybos. And the goggles go on, which does indicate that we're very close to get away. Strybos, 25 years of age. He was saying he reckons he's got about 3 more years left in him. Really is a young man's sport. You're not exactly over the hill to 25, but you're getting that way. 15 seconds to the start, they say. All eyes on the gate. It'll drop down. They can't touch the gate, otherwise it won't drop. And a bad start for Strybos. In fact, I think it was a good start indeed, though, for Peter Beirer. And the young 16-year-old Frenchman, number 5, Pichon, charges through on the inside. A great start. Now, can he hang on? He was up the leaders last time, but managed to ditch it. And the teenager is out in front and looking good. Pichon then, there's in about 4th place, I make number 1. Greg Abeltine, 5 then. That's Pichon. 8 is another youngster, another 16-year-old, Ezra Lusk. He loses out, though, to Cyril Port, the Frenchman. Better start in that race. Number 9, Peter Beirer, getting a good getaway. Now, keep our eye on. There's Doug Henry, who won the first one. Where is number 1? Greg Abeltine. Well, they'll come back into the stadium. Ooh. And some heavy landings from these guys. They're leaping long. Oh, and a faller. And that's not a good place to tumble. That's Doug Henry, who won the first race. Just tips off on the first of those big jumps. And I think it's still Pichon, the 16-year-old French boy, number 5. Then number 17, Cyril Port. Then number 8, the 16-year-old American, Ezra Lusk. So the teenagers going well in this one. Can they make good their fine start? Cyril Port then in 2nd place. Ezra Lusk in 3rd spot. And Port very spectacular over that jump. 17, that's Cyril Port, the Frenchman. Number 8, Ezra Lusk in 3rd place. And Lusk almost losing it there, getting offline. Well, the youngster going well. And Cyril Port going well as well. Cyril Port, who was 6th home in the first race. Cyril Port, then number 17, number 8, Ezra Lusk. And look at that gang behind. There's the gap, though, out in front. And Jimmy Button, number 18. Number 19, Terry Bettis. Number 4, Yves Demaria. And they're now beginning to close up on that group ahead. Number 4, Yves Demaria. Still no sign of Greg Albertine. Number 1. Well, he hurt himself in that first 8. And Yves Demaria chasing number 19, Teddy Bettis. And dives through on the inside to go move up another place. Does Yves Demaria. Fifth lap of 12. Teddy Bettis. Oh, and a problem there for Ezra Lusk, losing lots of places. So the teenager who was in 3rd place drops down at least 2 or 3 places. Jimmy Button, then number 4, Demaria, then number 8, Ezra Lusk, number 19, that's Teddy Bettis. And, well, a hectic pace. Sign of Michel Pichon, though, out in front. And Ezra Lusk trying to recover from that very sad mistake. Stalled the motorcycle, lost a lot of ground. There's number 6, Buddy Antonez. Well, he will want to try and make up for whatever the problem was at the end of that first leg. Cyril Port going through there. Here come the pursuing pack. And we're back with the race leader. Just 16 years of age. Honda France have a great deal of faith in this young man. They think he might be the next Jean-Michel Bayle. And he's all action. He had a horrendous crash in practice. Just lost it over some of the big jumps. 10.84 seconds between this man and the 2nd place man. That was Frederic Vial, who he just overtook there. Vial having a real sad evening. Things not going well, but look at this youngster. 16 years of age. Won the French championship race. The charges on behind. Dave Strybos, number 2. Number 11, Jimmy Gaddis. Number 3, Pedro Tractor. And I'm absolutely astonished that we've still not seen number 1, Greg Ableton. Well, this is a battle a little bit lower down the leaderboard. And it's fairly hectic. Jimmy Gaddis, number 11. Number 9, Peter Byron. Number 2, Dave Strybos. Dave Strybos going ahead of the German Byra. Strybos, who, well, not in the top 10 in that first race. And, well, the showman coming out in the 16-year-old, Michel Pichon, waving to the crowd out in front and looking very good. He was 5th in the first race, and although there's no money for overall winner, they're scoring on a 20 for a win, 17 for second basis, and unless he does something stupid, it's quite possible that this young man could end overall 125 winner. That wouldn't put any loot in his pocket, but certainly would make Honda France happy, and certainly would give the French press a bit of a field day. There's the lead. He really is just destroying them, isn't he? Spectacular stuff from the second place man, and they're ganging up behind second, third, fourth and fifth, and look at that, waving as he goes level with the grandstands. Difficult to believe he's just 16 years of age. And won't be 17 till next February. Very talented young man, but we know he can make mistakes. He crashed in practice, and he crashed. Now the commentator winding up the crowd. Was winning races back in 1983, this laddie, the age of 7, and well, milking the occasion, and well, he is chuffed with that, and with every reason. A very, very fine performance from the young man, and the rest of the field coming home behind. Cyril Paul finishing in the top 3, I think. So the French will be pleased about that as well. The rather deadpan-looking flagman. Well, excellent result, excellent ride from the 16-year-old. So he adds a victory to his win. There he is. 16 years of age. Maybe he is the next Jean-Michel Bayle. Who knows? Throws the goggles to somebody, and that'll be a treasured memento. And here he is. See him in action again. Now see where he is at the start. Well, and a bit of a problem there. Phil Lawrence, the American, just eliminating Buddy Anthony's, was brought down in that. Number 14, Mike Chamberlain. Well, 3 Americans. That's how the 16-year-old Michel Pichon won that race.
On peut peut-être commencer par lui faire quelque chose de bien parisien. Et pour Monsieur Pichon, hip hip hip!
And there he is, the winner. Just a kid, isn't he?
Et le troisième, on fait tomber Bercy, hip hip!
And the French crowd giving him a tremendous reception. Good win. Good win. So Doug Henry winning that race. And there's number 17, Cyril Port, just having a chat.
Alors Michael, il y a quelque chose qu'il faut, je crois, dire, c'est que pendant la première manche, si on vous
Something I have to say, says the MC.
C'est exact.
Bah oui, dans la chute avec Yves.
In the first round, you had some trouble with the brakes, is the question.
Moi, j'ai eu beaucoup de mal à revenir et surtout à passer Cyril, qui ce soir roule très vite.
Bon.
And
Mais alors, dans la deuxième
the young man
manche,
says, yes,
vous m'avez dit
sometimes
que vous
I
avez
had no
tapé dans le
brakes,
mur
but
dans
I
la
couldn't make
première,
it
là,
through
vous
the
avez tapé
race.
dans le mille dans la deuxième. Est-ce que vous vous rendez compte, Monsieur Pichon, que vous venez non pas de triompher du monde, mais de pulvériser le monde entier? Vous vous en rendez compte, ça?
Bah oui.
Et alors? Il vient de pulvériser le monde entier.
The young man being asked whether he actually realises he's the winner of such a big race. I think the crowd realise it, even if young Master Pichon doesn't.
C'était vraiment un super départ. Moi, j'ai passé Pete Berair tout de suite.
Ensuite, je crois que c'était
made a good start, he said.
Et puis bon, au bout de 5 minutes, je me suis aperçu que c'était Cyril. Et bon, bah là, ça m'a un peu rassuré parce que en championnat de France, j'ai l'habitude de rouler avec Cyril. Et bon, je suis toujours un petit peu plus rapide que lui. Et bon, bah c'est là que je me dans ma tête.
After 5 minutes, he said, I realised it was tight, but I'm used to tough races in the French Championship.
J'ai conservé mon avance et j'ai assuré jusqu'à la fin.
But in the end, everything worked out okay.
Ici pour une des premières fois qui comprendraient qu'ils assistent à un début de légende. Vous voulez me rappeler votre âge?
Bah, j'ai 16 ans.
Et vous êtes déjà champion de France un certain nombre de fois?
Bah, j'étais 4 fois champion de France et là, bon, je suis en tête du championnat de France Supercross.
Donc en bonne
16
voie pour
years
être
of
5
age
fois
and
champion
4
de France
times
à
French
16 ans.
champion. The MC
Pour la 5e
extracts
fois.
from this
Est-ce qu'on peut redire
rather
quelque
shy
chose
young
à
man.
ce garçon?
Won
Peut-être 5 fois champion de
4
France à
times
16
the winner,
ans.
5
Bercy,
times the
c'est
winner
maintenant.
of the trophy, the French trophy for mini motocross. In 88 and 89,
le deuxième, c'est le seul américain du trio. Alors je crois qu'on peut peut-être l'acclamer extrêmement fort.
Novice level.
Notre américain, numéro 18,
1994
Monsieur Jimmy
in
Ballen.
the French Junior Championship, 1991 the French Junior Champion, the 125 French champion, and 7th in the 125
Is it so hard?
French Elite Championship.
No, the track's pretty tough today, and the French riders are riding really well.
Jimmy Button, who
got a pretty bad
finished
start
second
there,
in
but I was
that
able
race,
to work my way up, and I hope in the next race tonight I can get a good start,
race.
get out to the lead early.
He's a tall lad as well,
the,
6'4".
Great Paris crowd here tonight.
Alors ce qu'il y a, Jimmy Button vient simplement de nous dire que d'abord, effectivement, le terrain est extrêmement difficile et que les Français adorent les terrains difficiles, donc c'est pas très simple pour lui. Mais qu'en plus, il n'a pas trouvé la bonne cadence dès le début et qu'il espère qu'il va la trouver d'ici la 3e finale. Et ben, je pense qu'on peut applaudir très fort Monsieur Jimmy Button qui a quand même réussi à hisser un Américain dans ce trio qui pouvait être français ce soir. On acclame très fort Jimmy Button. Et puis je lui ai demandé de passer le micro au 3e homme en quelque sorte. Il s'agit bien sûr de Cyril Porte et de son numéro 17. Alors,
Cyril Porte, the man who finished in 3rd place.
Cyril, il y a eu un bon début de course et puis par la suite, commençait à se tasser. Hein, l'énergie venait moins bien.
Ouais, je suis pas mal parti parce que bon,
obviously the French crowd delighted. They've got 2 men on the podium. Cyril Porte 6th in the first race.
Dans les premiers tours jusqu'à la.
Had a good start, he says.
Et puis à la fin, je me suis mis à fatiguer parce que bon, j'ai quand même du mal à respirer.
Alors, je vous ai promis de pas vous faire parler.
And this 18-year-old says that in the middle of the race he had a few breathing problems. He's got the flu, poor boy, so, well, this will either kill him or cure him, I suspect.
Une vraie carrière, une vraie légende internationale. Pour un Américain qui a réussi à sauver l'honneur.
Perhaps this is the start of a great career for 2 of those young men, 18-year-old Cyril Porte and 16-year-old Michel Pichon.
Est-ce que nous pourrions faire quelque chose de spécial? Oui ou non? Oui ou non? Alors attendez, est-ce que vous les avez vus sur les hoops?
A bit of a disaster there.
Vous pouvez bouger un peu, vous aussi?
For Jimmy Button early on in that race, but recovered from it to finish second. So preparation work now going on, underway. And the crowd on their feet. Great, really is a great venue.
Merci et bien sûr, à la prochaine manche en 125 où l'on verra si ces garçons sont encore capables du meilleur. Messieurs, merci. Et
And
encore
there
bravo.
he is, Michel Pichon.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, more action to come. Join us again after the break for the second 250 race. And welcome back to Bercy. Lining up competitors for the second 250 race. Let me just remind you what happened in the first 1, Larry Ward, the winner. Just running down the lineup. Rob Herring, Jamie Dobb, and Warren Edwards, the British runners in this. And if you're keeping your eye out for them, that's 11 for Rob Herring, 12 Jamie Dobb, and 20 Warren Edwards. Result of the first outing of this lot, Larry Ward winning, made a great start. Jeff Stanton finishing second, just ahead of Jean-Michel Bayle, the French hero, and Jeremy McGrath, who was so splendid at Parc des Princes a few weeks ago, having to settle this time for 4th place. Motocross machines are quite remarkable devices. Very, very technical, very light, very strong. And next to Mr. Bayle, number 1, is another Frenchman, Frederic Bollet. Well, the engines have been switched off, so maybe we're not seconds away from the start.
À cet endroit-là. Je vous rappelle, on va en profiter pour faire un petit peu de réclame. Je vous rappelle que cette organisation de la Rivière du Supercross Racer de Paris Bercy est l'une des nombreuses organisations de ce groupe prestigieux, parrainé bien évidemment par Moto Verte, par Moto Rouge.
Well, still a bit of work going on in the section of the circuit that runs underneath the grandstand. They almost go outside the stadium. And there's the old steamroller. Well, not steam anymore, of course, figuratively speaking, steamroller. Just leveling it out. And okay, the track is cleared. The job is done. Race 2, the second leg of the 250cc class, lining up. The men to watch for: number 10, Larry Ward, winner of the first outing. Number 1, Jean-Michel Bayle, of course. Number 3, Jeremy McGrath. Number 2, Jeff Stanton. And if you're supporters of the Brits, of course, we're looking for 11, Rob Herring on the Honda UK machine, Jamie Dobb on the JD Racing Kawasaki, and Warren Edwards on his own Suzuki. Rob, the oldest of the 3 Brits here, 23 years of age. Jamie Dobb, who's a fine Derbyshire lad and therefore bound to do well. Living now at Oakwood, very close to Derby. He's 20 years of age. Warren Edwards is 19. So seconds away from the start, all eyes on the gate. The gate drops. And Stanton, number 2, blocked in a bit. Number 4, Brian Swink made a good start. The American Brian Swink looking very... Oh, and just T-bowed there by Jeff Stanton. In fact, it was McGrath who was hit there. McGrath made the start, and he was just flattened by Stanton. And Larry Ward, the winner of the first race, is out in front again. Stanton pushed back to second place. Well, Larry Ward in absolutely inspired form, the 22-year-old from Society Hill in South Carolina. He likes this one. Brian Swink in third place. There's number 11. That's Rob Herring, number 12, Jamie Dobb. But Larry Ward, number 10, the race leader. 2 is Stanton, 4 is Swink. At 9 is Jeff Matejevich. There's number 1, Jean-Michel Bayle. Number 6, Jeff Ward, the veteran who will finish his Supercross career at the NEC Supercross, Birmingham in December. Now there's number 1, Bayle. What's that, 6 or 7? Not the best of starts. Larry Ward, though, with a flyer. Stanton in pursuit. Has Jeremy McGrath got back on board. He's going to have a charge through. Ward, Larry Ward, number 10. 2 Stanton, 4 Brian Swink. Then number 9, that's Jeff Matejevich. Then Jean-Michel Bale, number 14, Goddard. And here comes Stanton. As he, oh, and he's tough. Oh, Stanton really is quite ferocious on that particular section. And he just pinned McGrath to the fence there early on. And I think Larry Ward decided discretion the better part of valor. And Jeff Stanton, who won the 1992 American Supercross Series this year, is leading this race from fellow countryman Larry Ward. Number 4, Brian Swink on the Suzuki. So Suzuki's second and third. Honda out in front, the HRC Honda entry. Stanton and Ward fights back, but Stanton has the edge. But Ward still having a go, cuts back on the inside. Is he? Oh, well, I thought he was going to give Stanton a taste of his own medicine. But, too gentlemanly to do that. Brian Swink there. Here comes Bale up to 4th place. His charge continues behind number 9, Jeff Matejevich, known as Chicken out in the United States. And Bale now breathing down the neck of number 4, Brian Swink, looking for 3rd place. Jan Gedar, and Bale goes through. His move towards the front continues, so Bale is up to 3rd place now. Ahead of him, and not that far ahead of him, are the battling Jeff Stanton and Larry Ward duo. There you can see them. And Bale with Brian Swink in tow, chasing. Well, Jean-Michel Bale has done it the hard way again. Didn't make the best of starts. Does he need to? There's the gap between himself and Larry Ward. Well, he might be able to catch up past Larry Ward. And he might be able to catch Jeff Stanton. But passing Stanton could be a slightly more difficult matter. Brian Swink in 3rd place. Swink, who finished 8th in the first race. Here's Bale 3rd, leaping high and long. And there's the gap between the leader, Stanton, number 2, just going out the bottom of the picture. Larry Ward behind him. And here comes Jean-Michel Bale. And the crowd will lift him. They're going to urge him on. They love this man. And Jean-Michel Bale, 23 years of age, second in the US Supercross Championship in 1990, the winner of the US Supercross Championship in 1991, and 3rd in 1992. 1991, he was absolutely magnificent in America. 92 was not a happy year for him in the USA. There he goes, leaping, closing the gap between himself and Larry Ward in 2nd spot. So Larry Ward being caught now by Bale. Bale is on the charge. And there is the gap. It's coming down all the time. The crowd are getting more and more excited. The noise gets more and more. Brian Swink being left trailing behind in 4th place. And Bale continues to cut the lead. There's Stanton, there's Ward, there's Bale. And Stanton, well, he's not hanging about, and Ward is hanging onto his shirt sleeves. And at the end of the 7th lap, 4.6 seconds, the gap between 1st and 3rd. But Ward's not out of it. Don't think we should say that for 1 minute. There is Bale, tail ender behind him. And Ward not that far behind Jeff Stanton. And I suspect that if Bale does join them, and makes a break for it, makes an attack on Stanton that Larry Ward might have a go as well. Larry Ward, remember, winner of the first race. Stanton, second in the first race. 20 points for a win, 17 for second, 15 for third. And that would make things very, very interesting for the third and final race of tonight. Well, Bale has almost eased off, but he does that from time to time, and then suddenly he'll just start to, well, he'll just put it in top gear. As I said, mentally, he just, and Stanton and Ward, there with a glimpse of Bale, there he is. 4.12 seconds, slightly more, but don't let that fool you. This man Bale can rise to the occasion. He's got 2 laps to do something. Oh, in fact, he's not. He's got 4 laps. This is the 8th lap of 12. And there's Bale. I think he'll probably leave it to the last couple of laps. Although he missed out at Parc des Princes by leaving his charge and just a little bit too late to carry him ahead of Stanton, but he couldn't quite catch Jeremy McGrath. Jeremy McGrath, let me remind you, poor old soul, was just stuffed up the boards by Jeff Stanton early on. And there's Larry Ward. Here's Bale. Stanton still out in front. And number 11, Rob Herring, glimpse there, not having a great night. Well, the gap has grown again. 5.28 between Stanton and Bale on the 9th lap. Now, is this it? Is this the moment when suddenly Jean-Michel Bale says, hey, let's stop spectating, let's start to race? Rob Herring about to be lapped. He's been passed by the first and second men. And now Jean-Michel Bale. After 10 laps, Stanton, Ward, Bale, Nastasiewicz, Ward and Frédéric Bolle, the Frenchman. And Brian Swink, who's obviously had a tumble somewhere, moves over to let Bale go through. Rob Herring already having been lapped by the Frenchman. Well, if Bale's going to do something, he's really got to start doing something fairly quickly. 1 lap to go. So 1 lap to go then for the front 3 men. Now is Bale going to put in one of these tremendous charges? The charge is on. So Olivier Perrin, they've just lapped. There's Bale. But he doesn't appear to be going absolutely flat out. And he's not got a lot of time to catch Messrs Stanton and Ward. And Jamie Dobb lapped by Jeff Stanton. Stanton then coming up over the hill, and Stanton wins the second race. And Larry Ward second home, and Jean-Michel Bale third. Now, that starts to make life very interesting for the second race. Jeff Stanton then with a second and a win. Larry Ward with a win and a second. And Jean-Michel Bale with 2/3. Now, here's Jeff Stanton. Well, he'll be happier with that, won't he? Jean-Michel Bale, though, 2/3. I don't think he'll be wildly excited about that. And Jeff Stanton's always the professional, just looking at parts of the circuit that wasn't too sure about. And there goes Stanton over the line. And there goes Jean-Michel Bale on the charge.
podium maintenant, Jean-Michel Vell et Larry Ward.
Well, that's how Brian Swink unloaded. He was running in 4th place, lost a fair bit of ground. Well, he made a double whammy there. So Stanton, Ward, Bale, Matejcevic, Bolle. Jeremy McGrath recovered well to finish 6th. That's good. Jeff Ward, 7th. The old man going well again. He's not over the hill by any manner of means. Jeff Emig, Jan Geddard, Jamie Dobb, 10th. Olivier Perrin, and Brian Swink, who was down in 4th place, finally finishing 12th.
I got off to a very good start, and I've never won here in front of the Bercy fans, so I'd like to win here many times before I leave to show everybody in Bercy who Jeff Stanton is and what he is made of.
Eh ben, je vais vous dire, on décidera pas vraiment de ça avec Larry. Moi, ce dont j'ai envie, bien sûr, c'est de gagner. D'autant plus que ça ne m'est pas arrivé à Bercy et que je crève d'envie de gagner devant tous ces fans extraordinaires. Alors, qu'est-ce qu'ils disent, les fans, à Jeff Stanton?
Stanton then, with a win under his belt. Can he beat Bale later? Join us for more live action from Bercy.
Vous accélérez au milieu et vous êtes au maxi à la fin. C'est pas compliqué. Les Américains ont une phrase pour ça. No prisoners. On ne fait pas de prisonniers dans un duel. Ça passe ou ça casse. Alors le triple camel. Mesdames et messieurs, reculez-vous du côté des barrières. Un tour d'enfer avec Philippe Debar. Ça va être leur prix, je crois.
Finally, we do have some action. Number 17, that's Cyril Port, I think. So it is, against the 16-year-old American Ezra Lusk. I think you've got to have a bit of a down on your son to send him through life in modern-day America with a name like Ezra Lusk. But there we are. I'm sure his parents had a perfectly reasonable explanation for it. So these are going to be the first of the 2 competitors then in what the organisers call one-on-one. It's going to be a very short race. The winner to go through to the semi-final. The 2 semi-final winners going through to the final. So a short race. So we've got 7 quick races to go. 5 seconds to the start. Cyril Port, number 17. Number 8, Ezra Lusk. It's a now or never job. Oh, Cyril Port leaping high. Ezra Lusk on the inside though, and Lusk leaps into the lead. And it's neck and neck, and the crowd rise to this one. Absolutely side by side. Well, suddenly the competition comes alive. And the youngster from America, teenager, getting the better of another youngster, Cyril Port, 18 years of age, 16-year-old. That's where they change from going through the tunnel. Well, they're still racing on the top, I can promise you. We didn't actually see the finish there, but I think I can tell you that one of them won. Well, I think that Lusk won, but sadly the director, like me, was a little confused, I think, as to which way the track was going to go. So who have we got here? Well, Doug Henry is one of them. Oh, and a problem on the gate there for Yves Damaria. And well, Doug Henry having a fairly easy run in this one, so the Americans are looking quite good at the moment. The normal circuit until they actually get to where they would go through the tunnel. And there they come back over the line, checkered flag time. So Doug Henry joins, we assume, Ezra Lusk in the next in the semi-finals, in fact. This is heat 3. And this one gets away. Whoa. Collision at the start. And well, is that Rob Herring heading for fame and fortune? Is indeed. Well, British boy makes good. And Rob Herring going to a convincing win. So good old Rob. So Rob Herring giving Graham Young and Neil Tuxworth something to cheer about back home, making up for his problems early on. Got the measure of the opposition. And well, he shows that he can do the show business stuff at the end of the race as well. And Buddy Antonez, I think, and the French boy Michel Pichon. And Pichon on the inside, he's got to do something fairly spectacular here to come back. And is the French hero going to dip out? It's neck and neck, but here comes Pichon. Oh, blocked out there. And he's running out of time. He's on the inside, and oh, he gets all crossed up. And I think the teenager's going to dip out. Well, Buddy Antonez, I think that is who beats Michel Pichon. And well, I don't think the French kid's wild excited about that, but Buddy Antonez doing the business. Oh, I think that's what he didn't like. Well, all's fair in love and motocross, I think. So Buddy Antonez. Ah, well, I can understand why Pichon not too pleased about that. Steward's inquiry, maybe. Oh dear, that was brutal. Brutal. And okay, Lusk versus Doug Henry. Ezra Lusk, and Doug Henry comes back underneath him. So this is the first semi-final. And Doug Henry looking good in this one. And Ezra Lusk, the 16-year-old, not in the hunt at the moment. And, well, I don't think he's going to come back either. Well, Ezra Lusk giving it a go. He's on the charge. But time is running out. Just a short turn, just the charge. Checkered flag time. Doug Henry then goes through to the final. This is a one-on-one if you've joined us. That's the American Doug Henry. And now Rob Herring and Buddy Antunez coming together. Fairly easy for Doug Henry, this one, although Ezra Lusk did have a go. And the charge is on. And Rob Herring getting the treatment. And really that first turn is crucial. And there goes Rob. And and he's in trouble. Well, that was a brave charge by Rob Herring, and I think it's put him out of the final. Well, he just lost control, and Rob Herring's chance of lifting the loot, I think, has gone. It really is brutal stuff. Buddy Antunez is, well, he's a little blonde-haired, choir boy-looking character, but underneath that, he's a little bit vicious. So, Buddy Antunez, and, well, good effort from Rob Herring. So, but Antunez, so the money's going to go to America. So it's final time. Number 7, Doug Henry against number 6, Buddy Antunez. We've seen Antunez in action. He really is he's a cruel and heartless man. And Buddy Antunez seems such a pleasant man. I can't so surprised he's so aggressive out there on the racetrack. Show me a good loser, and I'll show you a loser. That's what they say. So $2,000 US thereabouts, 10,000 French francs up for grabs. And both Rob Herring and I think the younger Michel Pichon feeling that they was robbed. The gate drops. Oh, and it's crucial, and these two men elbowing. And Doug Henry proving that he can be hard as well. But Antunez on the inside. Antunez has lost ground. Oh, and he's almost lost the bike. Well, Antunez trying hard. What a charger he is, and if he wins this, he deserves it. He's got past. Well, absolutely superb. Buddy Antunez winning. Fans and friends, a lot of admiration, and he stays on board. He turns. Here comes Doug Henry cutting back on the inside. Oh, and Henry might have him. And Doug Henry's got back. Oh, absolutely superb. What a great race. Nothing in it, and Buddy Antunez actually crashes before the finishing line. Well, he gave it his all. Winner takes all. Well, that was splendid indeed. And Doug Henry winning the 10,000 French francs. And, well, Doug Henry came storming back, and here's Buddy Antunez, and he let it just launch the motorcycle, and he was off, actually, before he got over the brow of the hill. Great stuff, and I thought Buddy Antunez had done enough to do it. He lost the lead early on, he came charging back, and then from nowhere Doug Henry came back, and well, Doug Henry close to losing it on the top of the hill. Great stuff.
Pilote officiel en 93 pour American Honda.
This is the start again.
Catégorie 125, Jean-Louis, un garçon très sympathique de plus.
And Doug Henry determined not to allow Buddy Antunez to pressurise him, force him out.
No, it's okay. Your shape is okay.
There's Doug Henry holding on.
Non, c'est seulement un tour, alors je me suis pas franchement fatigué. Et pas puisqu'il s'est pas franchement fatigué, nous on va peut-être faire un petit peu de bruit, parce que nous on va peut-être on va réchauffer ça. Alors pour Monsieur Doug Henry, vainqueur, Doug Henry, pardon.
Doug Henry doing well. He's had one win in the 125 class to his credit.
Vainqueur de ce défi Kamel, donc Doug Henry.
Well,
no, stay here. Ho, 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 ho.
Doug Henry thinking foolishly he'd managed to escape the clutches of the MC. Oh, now they want him to do...
Voilà de ce côté-ci, regardez comme ils sont beaux.
So trophy time for Doug Henry. Can he win the third 1-2-5 leg though? Join us after the break to find out.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Supercross Challenge comes to the NEC this December. The world's top riders, the toughest indoor course in Europe. Action-packed fun for the whole family. Ring the NEC box office now.
Eurosport Live.
Entre les positions de Doug Henry.
Welcome back to Bercy. This is the first of 3 nights, or 3 days in fact, of indoor Supercross action. Superb venue, tremendous racing, and one more leg for the 1-2-5s, one more race for the 250s to come. Then we've got the same program, 3 races for the 1-2-5, 3s for the 250s tomorrow. That's on Saturday night. And then on Sunday afternoon, again the same program. So we see all these superstars of Supercross in action 9 times. So here they come for the final 1-2-5. We may have got slightly confused with some of the results a little bit earlier on. So our predictions of overall winners may be slightly wrong. But we'll try and sort them all out for you tomorrow. I hope you join us on Eurosport. The action beginning around 8 o'clock European time, 7 o'clock British time tomorrow. And let's hope that Rob Herring and the rest of the British boys, Jamie Dobb and Warren Edwards, get things sorted out for tomorrow. And there's a man getting his race face on, if you like. And the 1-2-5 brigade getting might up for the start of their third clash. Doug Henry, the winner of the first outing, and Michael Pichon, who certainly must be somewhat wound up after being stuffed by Buddy Antunes. I don't think Buddy Antunes should get too close to him in this race, because I think revenge may be sweet, in the opinion of the 16-year-old French boy, Michel Pichon. So, once again, the pom-pom girls finally move out of line. Greg Albertin, the reigning 1-2-5 world champion, he's had a very disappointing night. He really is a star. Expect him to do well in this one. But it really is a star-studded lineup. The very best men from all around the world. And as I've mentioned before, but I shall mention again, if you're looking to see this sort of thing in England, then the NEC Supercross on December the 11th, 12th and 13th, that's definitely for you. All British night on the 11th, and then the world's top men, Jeff Stanton, Jeff Ward, amongst those who will be joining in the action on those 2 nights, the 12th and 13th. So the third and final 125cc race of this opening night of the 3-meeting Bercy Indoor Supercross lining up. Doug Henry with 1 win under his belt. Michel Pichon with 1 win under his belt. And I'm sure the 16-year-old Frenchman, bike number 5, keep your eye out for him. He'll want to do something. We're looking too for the world champion, number 1, Greg Albertin. Pichon brought down the start of the first race. That's why he didn't do too well. So 12 laps ahead of these 125s then. The penultimate race of the evening. Clutches it in, they're looking at that gate. The gate drops, the charge is on. Greg Albertine in there in about 6th place. Now, are they going to make the first turn, everybody? Well, yes, miraculously they have. Buddy Antonez, number 6, oh, and he hits the straw bales, and they... Oh, dear. Well, what a lucky man Buddy Anthony was. And he wasn't hit by anybody, and that really was very, very good fortune. Out in front, number 15, Frederic Vial, the spectacular Frenchman on the Kawasaki. Pedro Tractor, Doug Henry up there, number 7. Trying to spot number 5. There's number 1, Greg Albertine. In about 6th place area, is just storming through on the inside, looking for a way through. Vial leads from Tractor, then it's Peter Byra. There's number 1, number 7, Doug Henry. Now, where is the youngster? There's the kid, Pichon, and Vial, Tractor. Oh, and well, that was Jimmy Gaddis from the United States, number 11, doing the rough stuff, and that moved him up into 3rd place. And there's Greg Albertine, the 19-year-old South African. Vial just hanging on to the lead from Pedro Tractor, finished 3rd in the 125 World Championship this year. And Jimmy Gaddis, the American, in 3rd place. 4th is Greg Albertine. Where is the French youngster? He's not in the first 4, not 5, not 6. It wasn't 7. 7th was number 7, Doug Henry, winner of the Loot and winner of the first race. And Vial looking good, but Gaddis moves up another place. So number 11, the American, and Greg Albertine also looking for a way through past Pedro Tractor, but Doug Henry, in fact, is the one who's climbing higher. Keep your eye on number 7, Doug Henry. Vial leads, Gaddis, then Tractor, then Doug Henry, number 7. Oh, and an almost a coming together there. And that's not a place where you want bodies and bikes. It's a very quick section. Those little ripples at the end. Back into the stadium they go, Gaddis and Doug Henry flying high. Doug Henry, oh, almost making contact with Gaddis, and that, I think he would have come out worse to that. And Greg Albertine still having trouble, not able to get past Pedro Tractor, and he can't afford to let Doug Henry get running away. Doug Henry then up into 2nd spot. Vial, the Frenchman, ahead, and this would give Doug Henry his 2nd win of the night. And Pedro Tractor just getting himself in trouble there. Greg Albertine, the South African, up into 4th place now. Doug Henry, then Jimmy Gaddis, then Greg Albertine. Still no sign of the French youngster, Michel Pichon. And we don't know whether Buddy Antonez has managed to recover from that first lap disaster. Gaddis in 3rd place, Greg Albertine in 4th place. Very spectacular. It was so quick this afternoon in practice. I think certainly whatever the problems were, I suspect he'll get them sorted out for tomorrow. I look to Greg Albertine to be in winning form for the final 2 days of this magnificent motorcycling event. Doug Henry now ahead of Frederic Vial. So Doug Henry, winner of the first heat, winner of the one-on-one. Greg Albertine now ahead of Jimmy Gaddis. So can Albertine end the night with a win? He's on the charge. The gap between the first 3, not that great. Greg Albertine charging on half distance, says the sign. 6 laps to go then. Ahead of the South African is Frederic Vial. There's the leader. There's the 2nd place man, Frederic Vial, number 15. Number 1 is Greg Albertine. Number 1, the second place man, Vial. There's the leader. Henry Vial, Albertine Gaddis, Tractor, and Betis. Vial second. And remember, this man unloaded here in very spectacular style earlier on, staying on board for the moment. And suddenly, the charge towards the front by the reigning 125 world champion, Greg Albertine, has run out of steam. South African, oh, and he's down! The South African crashes out for the second time, and that allows Jimmy Gaddis to go past him. So Greg Albertine unloads, and that gives Frederick Vial quite a comfortable buffer. You see it again, just the front end just tucked underneath him, and that, oh dear, painful accident. Harm can come to a young lad like that. Doug Henry then, the race leader, and I suspect in an unassailable situation at the moment. Frederick Vial in second place isn't going to challenge him, and the rest are a long, long way back. Frederick Vial, the French hero on the Kawasaki, in second place. Well, is it time for Michel Pichon to hove into view? 3.3 seconds, they say the gap is. I would have thought it was more than that, but who am I to argue with official timekeepers? Vial in second place. And Vial's ridden well today. He's had some misfortune. There's the gap between first and second. Pedro Tractor looks as though, number 3 looks as though he's there in third place. Last lap then for the leaders. There's number 3, Pedro Tractor. He's in third spot. And fourth, Jimmy Gaddis, number 11. And Vial, well, he's not going to be caught, safe second unless he makes a real serious boo-boo. So Vial, well, he's making a late charge. I don't think it's going to get him near Doug Henry, but it's going to win him the love and affection of the French crowd. Doug Henry. Oh, this is the last lap. Always did have problems counting. So Doug Henry, the leader. Frederick Vial in second spot. There's the gap between first and second. And that was Jimmy Button just moving over. Not been a great race for him. Number 3, Pedro Tractor, the Dutchman, in third place. Doug Henry's had a good night, hasn't he? And it's nights like this that help these young Americans make a name for themselves here in Europe. Checkered flag time then. Doug Henry, the winner. Frederick Vial going to be second. The crowd will like that. And a faller right at the closing stages. Yves Damaria is the man who went down. And well, they're looking very concerned with his leg, taking the boot off. I hope nothing broken there. Medical men just well, the boot, I think, is going to come off. Well, the boot is off, and the leg is definitely hurting. And I suspect it's a splint arm. Well, that's very sad. And, well, that's very sad for Yves Damaria. Very, very disappointing, and we'll try and bring you up-to-date news on his injuries.
I feel really good. It's great to be up here. I never won here. I always wanted to win here, and the track's really good, and I feel really comfortable on the new bike. Honda's running really great. Pete's doing a great job so far. So we're just looking forward to 2 more good nights.
Vous pouvez pas savoir comme je me sens bien. J'ai jamais gagné ici.
Doug Henry, I think, with every reason to be looking forward to the rest of the weekend. I make him a clear winner on points with Yves Damaria dipping out.
Alors le deuxième, il est parti en tête.
On that
il a fini deuxième. Il
closing stages of that race, Doug Henry with 2 wins and an 8th. Yves Damaria going on the stretcher. Well, let's hope that it is nothing serious and that he will be back in action tomorrow. He certainly is a very talented rider. And there's where Buddy Antunez ran into trouble, and Yves Damaria in trouble there as well. His race was made it a touch difficult. And here is Frédéric Vial. Oh, they're pleased with him, 19-year-old lad from Avignon. The French have got a lot of talented youngsters, haven't they? 16-year-old Michel Pichon. They've got 18-year-old Cyril Porte. They've got this lad, 19 years of age. Still to come then, the final run out of Jeff Stanton, Jean-Michel Bayle. Join us for that after the break. Welcome back to Bercy then for the final race of the night. The 3rd clash between Larry Ward, Jeff Stanton, Jean-Michel Bayle, Jeremy McGrath and co. Oh, that's a relief. I thought for one horrible minute we wouldn't have time for the pom-pom girls, but there we are. Jean-Michel Bayle, Jeff Stanton, Jeremy McGrath, Brian Swink, Jeff Ward, Jeff Hemmig, Jeff Matejevic, Larry Ward, Rob Herring, Jamie Dobb. Warren Edwards there, number 20. So 3 Brits in this. And things have not gone too well for them. But we saw Rob Herring riding reasonably good in the one-on-one. Robbed by dirty riding, that's my unbiased opinion. Well, there we go, the pom-pom girls. Hardly seen any of them tonight, have we? So back to the serious stuff now. Larry Ward and Jeff Stanton level pegging on points. 37 each. Bayle on 30, 20 points for a win, 17 for second. Of course, you can't prophesy anything in this particular game. Just getting around on the first lap is an achievement on its own. So 12 laps ahead of the field. Oh, they're still doing a bit of work on the track. This guy really is a bit of a marvel in his own lunchtime. He's very, very spectacular. But of course, there's no substitute for a good shovel. Brian Swink not had a great particular run. So, the 3rd and final 250cc race of the night. I hesitate to say that we're seconds away, but we're close to the departure. As soon as the Paris equivalent of the navvies have done their business here. Jeff Emig, he's had a good year in the United States. Jeff Emig winning the AMA, the American Motorcyclist Association's 125 National Series on the final, beating Mike LaRocco. Ron Tichenor was third in that. Doug Henry, who's going so well, was fourth in that particular competition. Larry Ward, fifth. One or two names you may have been expecting to see tonight. Stefan Everts. It's not been a good year for the Belgian youngster. He has broken his ankle in 3 places, and that means, of course, he's not available for this particular meeting. And, well, some problems for other people. Michael Craig, the American, was out practicing just 3 hours before he was due to catch a plane here, and he crashed and broke his collarbone. So that's sad. Edwin Evertson, the Dutchman, he crashed in practice early on in the afternoon, and he's injured. And finally, the 250s then line up. Last race of the night. Jeff Matejcevic from Watsonville, California. So I may have seen a helmet there with the name Chicken on. Well, that's his nickname. Last ride on Kawasaki's here. I suggested to him that maybe that meant it might be a bit of an anticlimax for him, but he said no. Bercy was such a big meeting that it really was important to do well here, and although he was switching to Suzuki, he didn't consider this to be an anticlimax. 15 seconds then to the start of this third and crucial race. It's all a matter of honour rather than money for Messrs Bale, Stanton and McGrath, I suspect, although Larry Ward's had a great edging forward. They mustn't hit the gate, and none of them do. The charge is on. Oh, and it's mayhem there. And McGrath had a good start, and he's learnt a lot from Stanton. And McGrath looks back to see what's going on behind. Great start. Frederick Bolle going well there. Number 10, Larry Ward. He's made some superb starts this year. But Jeremy McGrath out in front. Larry Ward in second place on the Suzuki. Jeremy McGrath, number 3. One of the 3-man American Honda squad, along with Jeff Stanton and Steve Lamson making up that number. There's Jeff Stanton, number 2. McGrath, Ward, Larry Ward and Stanton. Well, we've seen he's a hard man and had no chance to go through there. Now, where is the man Bale? No sign of him yet. And McGrath holding off Larry Ward. 7th Frederick Bolle. And there he is, Jean-Michel Bale. Well, bit of a Carter cliche, but he does have a mountain to climb. He's got a lot of work to do. McGrath, then from Ward, then Stanton, then number 17, Frederick Bolle. Number 11, Rob Herring up there. Well, maybe inspired a bit by that, he's up at the chance to win a bit of loot early on was taken away from him. He's trying to make up for that. About £5,000 available for winning here each night. McGrath, Larry Ward, Stanton, the first 3 fairly fierce, and Larry Ward putting a lot of pressure on. But remember, Larry Ward level pegging with Stanton at the moment, the top of the points table, looking for the inside line, and he's got it. Levels with McGrath. McGrath fights back. Well, Jeremy McGrath has had an up and down night. He was so good, remember, at Parc de France a few weeks ago when he destroyed the opposition. The others were nowhere. But Larry Ward and Jeff Stanton putting the pressure on as Jean-Michel Bayle attempts to fight his way through. Oh, and Ward goes through. Just seized the chance. Larry Ward storming through, and Stanton made a mistake, and that would allow McGrath to hang on to second place for perhaps just a little while longer. But Ward and Stanton, who are level pegging on points for overall victory, no extra money for that, but a lot of prestige. And Ward on the Suzuki, what a great night he's had. McGrath, number 3, 2, Jeff Stanton. And there you can see the gap. And Larry Ward pulling away, and Stanton cannot afford to let him go. Larry Ward has been very strong all night. The boy from South Carolina. Out in front on the Suzuki, the American Honda men chasing him. McGrath, Stanton narrowing the gap between himself and the second place man. And well, we're going to have a chance to see where the opposition is. There's the first 3. And the answer to that is no, we're not going to have a chance to see where the opposition is. The first 3 back into the stadium. McGrath still holding off Stanton. Well, McGrath, I'm sure, 20-year-old youngster who has beaten Stanton, or had beaten Stanton 4 times after their last 6 Supercross meetings in Europe this year. That's obviously been stretched to, I think, 4 wins out of 8 prior to this race. Stanton goes ahead. Stanton looking good. McGrath, no answer to that. Looks furious. Picks up the challenge, but now Stanton has Larry Ward in his sights. The American Supercross champion, Larry Ward. Sorry, Jeff Stanton chasing Larry Ward. Jeremy McGrath in 3rd place. And Stanton whittling down the lead that Ward has. Larry Ward finishing 7th in the AMA Camel Supercross Series this year. Jeff Stanton, the winner. McGrath in 3rd place. Won't be, you shouldn't be too disappointed in this. He's certainly showing that he can run with the quick men. And that, of course, is what it's all about. Stanton, though, just pulling back the race leader, Larry Ward. And these guys, the good men, they don't even look back. They don't want to know where the opposition is. All they want to do is to ride as quick and as hard as they can. An object lesson for lots of competitors. Half distance, 6 laps done, 6 laps to go. Ward leads. Stanton is closer, just a couple of machines length. Looking for a gap on the inside. Haven't got it there. Oh, well, what can you say? Is Jean-Michel Bayle. Not been a great night for him. And nearly 16 seconds the gap between the race leader and Jean-Michel Bayle. Well, they'll be tearing up the fan club membership cards in the grandstands. Or maybe they're not going to be as fickle as that. Jamie Dobb going good behind Jean-Michel Bayle. Well, that's more like it, Jamie. The Derby lad of the JD Racing Kawasaki. Back with the leaders. And Ward still holding off Stanton, but for how much longer side by side? And Ward just chops him off. He says, oh, this time he has a glance across at Stanton. And Ward in very determined mood. He's seen Stanton in ferocious form, and again Ward just holds off Stanton. Great riding by Larry Ward. Well, they've had a win each and a second each, so whoever finishes ahead of the other is going to be overall winner on the night. Oh, down they go, they both go down. Oh, well, who's going to be first on their feet? Truly remarkable. There's Stanton. And they're gonna, there's Larry Ward. McGrath has gone past, and I think Jeremy McGrath. So let's see what happens here. Oh, big problem for Larry Ward, and poor old Stanton have got nowhere to go. Well, what drama. What absolute drama. And Jeremy McGrath is going to win. That's going to give him 20 points. And that will make him 43 points. Well, it's still between Stanton and Ward. And McGrath into the stadium again. He can't believe it, I'm sure. Well, Jeremy McGrath, I still look back on the occasion when Stanton just stuffed him up the bales a little earlier. And McGrath out in front. A win would do his confidence a power of good. Will make him come out for the final 2 days of Supercross conflict here at Bercy in very, very determined mood. Very pleasant and amiable young man, a lot of confidence in himself, just 20 years of age. Born in San Francisco, California, now living in Moretta, California. Didn't start racing until he was 14, that's 6 years ago. Raced BMX for 4 years because his mum and dad didn't want him to go motocross racing, and then finally wore them down. So up in second place is Frederick Bolle. Then Stanton looks as though he's got back on board quicker than Larry Ward. So if Stanton beats Ward home, there is and here suddenly, miraculously, from nowhere, the demon, the dreaded figure of Jean-Michel Bayle, the race leader. Jeremy McGrath almost 10 seconds ahead of Bayle, but Bayle won't care about that. All he will see is that big number 2 on the back of Jeff Stanton ahead of him, and that is like a red rag to a bull. Bayle can see Stanton. Time is running out. He'll charge. He'll make an effort. The crowd rise. They're gonna. And I think the leader is on his last lap. That's the gap between third and fourth. Stanton is third. Onto the final lap. There's Stanton, number 2. Ahead of him is number 17, Frederick Bolle, in second place. There's number 1, Jean-Michel Bayle. Stanton charging back. Here comes Bayle. We're in for a grandstand finish. The third and final leg. Waiting for them to come storming back into the stadium for the last time. There's Jeremy McGrath, the race leader. But really all eyes are not on him. And Bayle must be getting closer, I suspect that. There's McGrath, there's Bolle, there's Stanton, and there is Bayle, and surely he's never going to catch Stanton. And McGrath wins. Bolle finishes second, Stanton finishes third, and Jean-Michel Bayle beaten for the third time, and Stanton even fell off and beat him. So Stanton, overall winner on the night. What cruel luck for Larry Ward. Well, what a marvellous evening's entertainment it's been. Not as slick as perhaps we might like to have seen it, but certainly the racing when it came was well worth watching. And Jeremy McGrath, Showtime it's got on the back of his helmet, and well, nice guy Jeremy McGrath. I think the question he asked there to the Dunlop man was, did I win? Well, yes, Jeremy, you did win. Check it. So McGrath the winner, Bolle second, Stanton third, Jean-Michel Bayle, Larry Ward remounted to finish fifth, Jeff Emig, Brian Swink, Jamie Dobb ninth. So Jamie Dobb finishing in the top 10 twice. Join us after the break. So there we are. Welcome back to Bercy. The first of 3 days racing, and Jeremy McGrath, who had the crowd cheering at Parc des Princes just a few weeks ago, has got the fans on their feet as he wins
vous rendez compte où vous
the
êtes là?
third race.
Ça vous fait quoi? J'essaye de me rendre compte.
And
vous avez vu avec qui vous êtes battu là?
Bolley, well, he went well.
Vous vous rendez compte là? Vous arrêtez de rêver, vous y êtes, mon vieux. Le deuxième extraordinaire, monsieur Frédéric Bolley.
He's been beating, and I'm sure Frédéric Bolley does realise that. The crowd certainly do.
Il y a des bons moments dans la vie.
Another of the young French brigade.
Tout à l'heure sur la ligne de départ, là, vous pensiez faire quelque chose comme ça? Vous étiez vraiment dedans?
19, in fact,
oui, bien sûr. Je pense qu'il faut toujours y être dedans. Mais bon, j'avais pas une très bonne place sur la grille. J'ai pris un très bon départ. Et puis bon, il faut toujours y croire. Finalement, il peut tout arriver.
Et ben vous avez bien fait d'y croire. Et
you
nous,
always have to have confidence and belief in yourself. Well, too true, Monsieur Bolley. I'll go along with that. And the crowd are happy with that. And here is Larry Ward and Jeff Stanton.
Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé, Jeff?
And
what happened between you and Larry?
Well, Larry just made a mistake. I was probably following him a little too close over there. I was right on his wheel, and he made a mistake, and I ran into him. Probably more my fault than his for following him.
Bah, Larry a fait un petit écart. Moi, j'étais trop près de lui, effectivement. Donc, on s'est accroché. Et il est probable, attention, écoutez bien ça.
Well, I hope that's whetted your appetite for two more doses of Bercy Supercross to come tomorrow night, 8 o'clock European time, 7 o'clock English time. Around then, we go live back to Bercy, and then on Sunday afternoon, we finish off the thing. Join us then, please, here on Eurosport for more Bercy Supercross tomorrow and Sunday.
S'il vous plaît, on a encore du monde à faire monter dessus. McGrath.